Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christy with Van Ahn Company. It's Wednesday, June 1st. I'm going to go over the markets with you for the day. It's surprising to see that we are already in June, which means we are in a crop report month. That is a major crop report, June 30th. That is going to be a big deal to this market. And until then, you're really going to see these markets probably trade both sides of it. So you started off a little bit weaker to follow yesterday's pattern, and then you saw aggressive buying really come into these grain markets. Corn up 8 to 9 cents, same in wheat, but beans leader of the way higher, closing up about 21 cents on that front month. So you actually traded above $11. You settled at $10.99 3/4. And so you definitely saw that support come through off very little news. So it had to be a little bit of fun buying from the outside look. You had a weaker dollar down 43 cents. So a lot of that had to give a little bit of a support to these markets, bring buyers into these markets. But besides that, you didn't have a lot of friendly news, no fundamental changes. Really what it looks like is you saw planting progress come in on average on corn and actually slightly above average in soybeans. Not only that, but people weren't expecting you to come in at 73% planted there. So ahead of pace as far as that average goes and what people were expecting. And then you look at this 6 to 10 day forecast and 8 to 14 day forecast. It is dry, and that's going to be a welcome sight for a lot of people. They have got a lot of moisture over the last 2 weeks, which has been great, but they'll take a little bit of a breather from it. And really what that signals is you should have no problems finishing this planting as long as those forecasts stay the way they are. And with that, what you're moving forward is the fact that you're just fundamentally nothing is adding up. And so maybe people are getting scared. You know, there's lots of forecasts out there that are saying you're going to see this transition to La Nina and come into a hot and dry summer. So maybe people are starting to get nervous that you're finally seeing your first hot forecast. Now, the heat isn't really there. It looks like it's approaching maybe slightly from the west, but for the most part, it's not the heat yet. It's mostly the dry. And like I said, it's coming off very wet conditions. So I think people are welcoming it. But what you're having is this market not knowing really which direction to take, and a little bit nervous that you are going to see that transition to La Nina. So you're building in those premiums there. What's really going to drive this market is going to be June 30th when we get an updated acre and see how everything shakes out, whether or not you got more acres just planted in general off very limited prevent plant because conditions have been so well. Moving into the meat markets, what you had is mixed trade, not a whole lot of news out there. Little support coming into the hog market. Outside markets, like I said earlier, dollar down 43, that did lend support to the grains, and then crude and the Dow were pretty much steady. So what to look for moving forward is later in the week seeing export sales, seeing how those keep up, also coming out here and seeing how crush goes. Besides that, you just have to wait it out and see how fun's going to play this market out. I do have to close with disclaimer, trade in futures and options involves risk of loss and may not be suitable for all producers. Have a great day.